Hello there, it's Steve, travel physical therapist. It is October 13th, just had my birthday last weekend, and I'm heading out to San Antonio, Texas for my next contract. I'll be working an outpatient this time. I don't have any plans to stop along the way, so it's not going to be like my trip from El Paso to home to Pennsylvania, or from PA down to Houston. At least I don't have anything planned. If I do, I'll film it. If not, yeah, just gonna see what happens from this. If you want to see some other videos where I do stop and check out other really cool locations, I answer some travel PT questions, check out my El Paso to home in Pennsylvania trip, and then also my Pennsylvania to Houston trip. Let's go. Illinois. I'm at Island Park here, Illinois. Just got out, took a little run, took a little pee, walk. Some fall colors changing here. Water's running. Ducks and geese are all out here. You can see squirrels in the tree. Beautiful place, little stop. One of the things I like to do when I'm on a drive, even though I don't have any circulation issues, is I like to get out and move. One, it's not as tight, just in general, but like I was saying with circulation, the muscles in your feet keep that blood from just pooling on your feet. They're what helps pump that feet back, or your feet muscles are what help bring that blood from your feet back up towards your heart to get cycled and move throughout your body. One of the things I like to do besides take a walk is go do some squats, do some heel raises, get the both on my feet. And what a pretty little place. You can plan on it, but it's a nice place to stop. It is just buzzing with geese right now.
Turn right to stay on Illinois 1 South, Illinois 17.
But now I'm driving on my way down to San Antonio, Texas. What I want to do today is talk about some tips for traveling cross country. Now, I'm a travel physical therapist, so that'll be my perspective on some things. First one, your first tip here is plan your trip. Stop. So look at places you want to stop, see, and visit along the way. My route from home to Houston, and I saw it went close enough to Nashville that I said, I gotta go check out Nashville. I want to stop there for a bit. Made a list of things to do. Also, in regards to planning out your trip, get your hotel, Airbnb, whatever it is, ahead of time. Prices are gonna be lower, and you're gonna know already where to go. Someone that is like me, just traveling in their regular car, you're going to need to stop to sleep somewhere if you're driving across the country at some point. And then 2, you have a goal for the amount of time you want to spend on the road. And if you're looking at it and you're like, ooh, you know, for a 10-hour drive like I'm doing today, I couldn't get in till midnight if I wake up at the time I like to get up. Well, then you should probably leave earlier, or you should break it up into fewer days. But then you're not going to be running around last minute. I have in the past. I took a trip one time moving from Pennsylvania to Minnesota. Did not have hotels, places stopped out along the way. But by the time we got tired, we're like, oh, that's enough for the day. Everything was booked. We kept going from one hotel to the next, carrying our bags. So map out where you're going to stop ahead of time. And then you can all see the reviews and what it's like. So that's the first one. Map out where you're going ahead of time. Second tip is find something to do to occupy yourself on your drive. It's going to be a lot of time in the car, obviously. Download a lot of podcasts. Download audiobook. One thing I use, I like to listen to audiobooks too when I drive. 2 apps that I use are Libby and Cloud Library. And if you're getting podcasts, make sure you download the Screen Chronicles, which happens to be mine and my best friend Cody's podcast, where we talk about movies and shows. Third tip is to exercise. Stop, get out. Rest stops are nice. If you drive by a little park, get out, walk across the park, use the bathroom while you're up moving around. Do some exercise. That could be step-ups, squats, heel raises. The big thing you want to do, though, is keep circulation moving in your feet. There has been cases, there was a person in my PT school who drove from Erie, Pennsylvania, down to Florida for a clinical rotation. And she ended up getting a DVT, a deep vein thrombosis, a clot in her vein. Just because of how long she was sitting. She was young, fairly active person too. I think she might have done it all in one day though too. But either way, you do want to keep the blood moving in your feet, from your feet, so it circles back up in your heart so you're not getting clots. So a big thing is going to be getting out, moving, doing things like squats, step-ups, heel raises, toe raises, just walking. Those will pump the muscles, move the blood out of your legs. Too, just while I'm sitting here, I'm going to do some heel and toe raises while I've got it on cruise control, just moving my feet up and down. I try and shoot for in the car, doing, every hour, maybe even more than that, of just pumping my feet up and down deliberately 10 to 20 times. Some other exercises I like to do when I'm driving, even just short distances, are Kegels, and that's moving your pelvic floor. That is just contracting the muscle of your detrusor muscle, your pelvic floor. It's just contracting it, holding it, releasing it slowly. I could get into a whole video about how to assess that, but basically it's a muscle that controls letting your pee in and out. So to test, one thing you could do on your bathroom break to test is if you pee, stop the stream. Think about stopping the stream. That's going to be your pelvic floor muscles. To assess if you have a weak or a strong pelvic floor, if you can hold it for 10 seconds, stop that stream completely, no drizzle for 10 seconds, then you have a strong pelvic floor. Let it release, finish urinating. When you are doing pelvic floor exercise, though, when you are doing Kegels, you should not be doing it while you're peeing. So that's just a test to assess if you're strong or weak, and to maybe help cue yourself on what a Kegel is. But you do not want to perform Kegels while you are urinating or defecating, any of those bodily functions, because that will disrupt your urinary fecal excreting cycles and may cause painful urination or defecation. So do them when you are not urinating or defecating. Another exercise too that you can do is glute sets, just squeezing your butt muscles. So this one you will feel your big butt muscles squeezing, or maybe you have a little butt. Either way, there are big muscles proportionally on your body. Sometimes I'll do one, then the other. Sometimes I'll do them both together. Stick to sets of 10, like I said. 4. One I like to do is talk to people on the phone. I love listening to podcasts. or audiobooks. But another thing too, just after a while, especially like me, for traveling by yourself, you just want to talk to someone. Like I'm talking to you right now. Let your friends, family, whoever it is know. Even if you're not a talker, maybe this is your time to become a talker. And let them know you're traveling. Say, hey, I'm traveling for 10 hours, just left. You can call me up till like 8 o'clock when I check in and I'm dead tired at my hotel, and talk on the phone. For me, it's a good time for me to catch up with my family. We're scattered around, my siblings are off in school. Call your girlfriend up, catch up with her, make her feel happy. Call your mom needs call. And if your dad wants to call you, you know, you can talk to him, but you know, he's not going to. Another tip, be open to stopping, following signs. Be open to trying out new places. So a lot of times, you know, back before I was a travel PT, before I was doing cross-country travels, you might see a sign for observatory this way or overlook here, and it really didn't even register for me, you know. But now, when I see those things, I just chase it down. One thing you can do, like I said earlier, is plan stops along the way, like I have in the past. I knew where I was going to stop and stay. I knew there were some things I wanted to see, but there might be different things that you haven't seen before, you know, and be open to going to see just some random sign. You know, I stopped at, you know, for example, from my trip from El Paso back up to home, there was a sign when I was in Kentucky for a Mark Twain museum. I'm not a huge Mark Twain fan. I know of Mark Twain. I've read Mark Twain, but I just saw the sign and went to it, and it was this little museum with his original birth house, I guess. That's what they said. It was right next to this very beautiful little park. So I had a nice scheduled stop to break up the monotony and also just keep me motivated for this sense of adventure as I'm going. Especially if it's a part of the country you might not ever go to ever again. Me as a travel PT, at some point I am going to stop. I am just going to live in one spot, and I'm not going to ever be in Illinois again, unless something awesome is happening in Illinois. Sorry, Illinois people. But I'm never going to be in Illinois again. So when I see a little park with a bridge, some geese at it, get out, and that's where I decide to stop and check out. Now that's a little experience and adds to the sense of adventure for your trip. Those are my tips for traveling across the country, especially if you're by yourself. If you have any other questions for me about travel PT or any questions about traveling across the country, let me know in the comments. I do read those. If you haven't already, go check out the Screen Chronicles, check out the rest of my channel. I do a lot of just slideshow video things, cool places I've been, hikes, cities, that sort of thing. Also do my fitness things. Maybe that'll become its own channel at some point. Make sure you check that out, subscribe, like if you want. This is really just sort of me trying to keep track of my life in interesting ways. But any support you can offer is great. It is still just dumping rain here. You can see people have their four-ways on. I have my four-ways on here. I mean, this is definitely some of the worst, if not the worst rain I've driven in, and especially for this long. I've been in this sort of rain for a while, but not this long. I mean, it's gone on 20 minutes or more now. I just don't know how it's gonna end, you know, and it just, every time you switch lanes because of another car coming, you're just like, please stay on the road.
That's the problem.
That's where,
Just got to Missouri,
Yeah, no, great stuff. Yeah,
and
so
it's
true,
dark.
like
It
I
finally
said,
stopped
yeah,
raining.
Curiosity, unfortunately, we
Now in Arkansas. Woo, woo. Alright, just stopped for the night at a Red Roof Inn in Forest Hill, Arkansas. Just a long day. Don't really feel that tired though. I feel pretty entertained, podcast and everything. Didn't really see much other than that park. I did see a sign for a Johnny Cash house exit on the way here. I'm a big fan of Johnny Cash, but it was super dark, so nothing there. Maybe I'll check it out tomorrow, see if it's in driving range. First day down, tomorrow getting to San Antonio. All right, good morning. It is October 17th, Saturday. Should be getting to San Antonio today. Slept all right, not great. Motel bed, the red roof in here. Just cheap on the way, about halfway. So I got another 10 or so hours here today. I'm gonna just get some breakfast in the lobby and start my day. Back to Texas! Back to Texas! Texas, baby! Gas is so much cheaper, almost $1 cheaper a gallon than home. Alright, just had some great barbecue here at Mesquite Barbecue, something like that, in Dallas. It was good. I'm really full. I had some chicken, beef, sausage, and it really hit the spot. Great to be back in Texas, getting some great barbecue. Had the dessert. Wasn't able to finish it though, but it was really good. About 4 hours away from my place in San Antonio. Gonna get back to it now. About an hour and a half from my place. Getting dark. We got some bats.
Discipline staff. I mean, really,
I don't know if you saw the flying thing in the sky. I think it's a pack of bats. Awesome. All right, it is now 10:45 Saturday, or 10:45 p.m. Saturday. Made it to my place in San Antonio. Pretty quaint little place here. You can see I'm not unpacked. I've unloaded my car out there, but not unpacked. I'm gonna have these out for now. Got boxes laying around. Came with the TV, my air fryer, things like that are sitting out. Some of my food things. Have a stove, oven, washer, dryer. A nice closet. A lot of times when you're traveling, places you stay, you really don't get a nice closet in a lot of places when you're traveling and staying. Sometimes I just have my little build-up closet. I don't have all the parts, but they're over there. Yeah. Kind of hard to see because of lighting, but I have a little fold-up closet that I'll sometimes use. But I actually have a pretty big closet here. Already came with some hangers and stuff too, but I brought my own. Dresser, that's nice. These are all my bags of clothes. That blue bag bun on top is shoes. Here's the bathroom. Pretty nice. Shower, sink, mirror. Outside too, I have a pretty big mirror here. Some places I go, you don't really have a full body mirror. My last place I was at, I just had the mirror in the bathroom over the sink. So sometimes I didn't know how my whole outfit looked or something like that. Not that that's a big issue or anything, but I'm pretty nice. Gonna unpack tomorrow, get groceries, start getting ready for work on Monday. All right, good morning. It's my first day. It's just an orientation week. I was supposed to call and get a badge setup, I guess, before today, but I don't see how I could have done that anyways since I was moving across the country. So anyway, though, I'm back in my shirt and tie. I was wearing, you know, I was working in a hospital before this. So when I'm in outpatient, I like to wear a shirt and tie Monday to Thursday, and Friday I'll go polo, and then depending on the clinic, if they do jeans that day, I'll wear jeans. If not, I'll just wear slacks. First time tying a tie again since December. And I got the length good, I think, here, but the back was too short. Just need to figure out the length and everything again here, but got all done up. Got some koala socks on here. I'm gonna do documentation training from like 8 to 2, and then I'll go to the clinic I'm working at. So wish me luck.
I am a fool shooting boy, my name is Willie McCoy, but down home.
We're calling all due Heartland.
Made it here for my first day. Gonna go in and work on documentation. So this happened. I was driving to work here in the far left lane of 35, and the car instead of me suddenly stopped, and I stopped, and but my anti-lock brakes didn't work, so I just kept sliding. Now I'm here. So here's my poor car. I was just in that accident. Neck starting to feel a little sore. It's just fucking sucks. And my car still has stuff in it from a move. So gonna have to try and get out what I can and call an Uber. The fucking trunk doesn't open. My lock and unlock doesn't work. Probably because the battery's toast. This just sucks.